Pay attention, Bubba. See, I don't have big tits and you know, bad makeup and you know, I can't sit around and go like this all day. I gotta do work. So here's what we're gonna do. All right, so I'm all sitting down because I'm fucking old and tired of this shit. Anyways, we're doing the roll lock here, and modular roller. I wish I had my I had a brick roller with me, but my old one is no good anymore. Brick roller every 3 brick for a roll lock, which is turned this way. Soldiers are turned up, roll locks are laid this way. Okay, every 3 brick is a 6, okay, which is 8 inches with a head joint. These run a little bit long. The bond doesn't really match up, but it doesn't really matter, okay? Now, I got marks out here on the face where I marked it out. I'm actually having to open it up a little bit because I almost split the brick, but not quite. And just because it's the way the bricks are. These are a solid brick. Right here, we end up cutting these because normally I would just chip them with a hammer and make them work, but because we have such a limited amount and I had to use 2 of the ones of the wall we took out. So they got a little mortar on the end, but we cleaned them up as best we can. It's gonna be the best I can do with it. The idea is to lay them in here like this and get it tilted forward. I want it down in that right there level as much as possible. Okay? Show you how we're gonna do this. Put it in there nice and tight. You see we got our copper flashing. Up under here is sitting on a bead of 2 beads of silicone, and then I went back and siliconed the outside edge. So that's not going to be a problem. Okay, just like that. Most important part of doing the roll lock when you're going underneath something is this corner right here. That's the most important part because that's the one that wants to fall out and cause a hole. Everything else is fillable. Okay? So you tilt it up like so. You want that back all the way in as tight as it'll go. Okay? You see how I'm hitting it on the bottom side so it brings it down. Then I bring the top down all the way. Okay? Turn it off. Boom. Smooth. And all that's fillable. Don't worry about that. Yep, just like so. You maintain this tightness back here. That's the main thing. If you're up and down a little bit, it's not gonna make a major difference, but try to keep it nice and pretty. Once again, that back corner is the most important one. Come across. Don't like that little hole there. Little air pocket's always nice to have, but you want as full as you can do them. Actually, this is one of the ones that was a stretcher. A stretcher is when you lay this way. That's a stretcher in the wall. It's got a little bit of mud on the end. It's not bad. Okay, so I got 3 bricks. Let's see how that comes out this way. Just a little bit down. Pretty. Here, show it to him. Yeah, and that's an angle. Come over straight. Boom. Okay, then come over here on top. See that nice and straight right there? Boom. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Keep your layout. Do your layouts. You know, majority of the time, if you use a modular roller, 6 is your standard brick. If you're going to a 5, you're an oversized brick. Okay? I've only used 8 once time in my whole career, and I've used a 4 a few times. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I've never used a 3, you know. Every 8 inches. Every 8 inches. There it is, right? Boom, 8 inches. Boom. You got your 6, 4, and your 8 and a 2. So I don't ever use a 2 either. But your 5s, you hits up on every 16. Okay? that's when you're gaining a lot. Okay, matter of fact, right here's how much. See, that's about a little over half an inch, almost 5/8 of an inch you gather right here if you're trying to lay a 5. And usually an oversized brick will work into that, depending on what your joint's going to be at. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Make sure it's nice and tight. Everything's good. Finish your edge. Because you only got 3/8 of an inch short of your flashing, so the rest is just floating on the copper, okay, or you're flashing. So it's something you just got to watch out for. Make sure you pay attention to it. Now, if you get one that's a hair short, it's on the verge of showing, butter the back side. Okay, right here. Okay, I'll show you how to do that, just in shits and giggles. Of course, Ted starts his bike while I'm doing a video.
It's his house.
I know it's his
I
house.
can't turn on my bike in my house.
Like I said, maintaining it nice and tight back here in the back. To your point in the front. You can't go wrong. All right, now, last thing I'll show you before we call this video done. When you're jointing, come out here and come back and forth like this, but you always got this spot right here. If you look right here, there's always a hole no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So what I do is I joint back to it and push into that hole. Okay, and then I come back and then I can joint out the rest of it. Push to it, fill that hole. Even though you're mudding into it, when you're doing your mud, it always wants to try to pinpoint a hole right there. So I fill back into it by pushing into it. Okay? Once again, push back into it. There you go. Like that. Then you come down. Get it across here. This is a little wet, but I'm doing it for the video. Okay? Then, with this fluted brick, you gotta wait for it to be nice and dry before you brush it. If you don't, you'll end up with real bad smears. And these being infused brick, they're gonna get a lot of them anyways. Over here, you see where I've done it before. And that's just from laying, they ain't from brushing or nothing. Just jointed it and finger wiped it. That's all I did, but you see it built up into the joints a little bit. It's typical. You're gonna have that with this kind of brick, so don't worry about that. If you're lucky, you'll never have to lay these brick. But anyways, not bad for a retired brick mason, and
A beaner.
that's right, my beaner. All right, y'all have a good day. All right, that's what it looks like when it's done. Normally, I would do the overhang like you have here, where I went flush down there, because I got the outer band going right there for my deck, so I don't want it interfering with it. Neutral. Put the legs on that saw, got to refix that. All right, not bad for a brick mason and a beaner.